All right, Coach, you end the season with a 50-0 rout of your rivals. Could you imagine anything better going into that one?
No, it was really a special night for all the Trojan fans and family, and then for our seniors and our whole team. It was just a special evening from beginning to end.
Matt Barkley certainly made his final Heisman statement. Make your final Heisman case on behalf of your quarterback.
Well, I don't think you really have to make a case. I think if you just pull up the numbers and see what he's done with a very, very young offense around him, not many returning players at all, and then to not have a bowl game and sanctions that no one else is going through, I don't know how you don't vote him at the top of that list.
All the NFL talk has been about Barkley. Why don't you tell us how you'll advise the other juniors, Matt Khalil, T.J. McDonald, Nick Perry, with their big decisions coming up?
Well, they're all separate, and they're all at different situations academically where they're at towards graduation. They're all at different positions, and so we'll get the information back from the NFL about where they believe that they would go, and then we'll sit down with them and just make sure they have the facts and that they're not misled.
What do you think was the galvanizing moment this season as the team really improved as the year went on? Was there a moment along the way that you look at and said, that was really when things turned for us?
Yeah, I really think the bye. I think as we went into that bye, we had come off losing to Arizona State and then beating Arizona, but really not playing well at all on defense. And so I think going into that bye, having those, that long extra half week there was really critical for us, and we really improved defensively on third down in the red zone.
Ready? Yeah, when you look at your pass defense, really improved from last year, and then even as the season went on. Your father got more involved, Sammy Knight came on, Isaiah Wiley moved in. What really changed there and solidified that unit?
Yeah, they really did a great job of just improving. And a lot of times it's just comfort in the system. Isaiah had just gotten here this semester, so it was brand new for him. And so to finally have those guys play together and play really well and limit explosive pass plays. Last year, that's what hurt us so much last year, and then there's just the explosive downfield pass plays.
Of the 10, was there a win that you're most proud of that'll stick with you?
No, I don't know. They're all special because of these kids and just watching their emotions as they went through the roller coaster season, but to finish so well. Any time that your last two games over a 7-day period are going in to Eugene, Oregon, in Dotson Stadium with them having the BCS National Championship on the line and the longest winning streak in the country, and to watch those kids perform well in that crazy atmosphere and win that game, and 7 days later to come to who's representing the South and beat them by 50 points for those two to go to a championship game and know that those were your last two games that you won them, it's pretty special.
Of the two losses, which one sticks with your craw more as you look back at it?
Oh, definitely Stanford. Anytime you lose a game that one play could change it is the most difficult by far, because that, boy, if I just managed one situation different or called one better play or went for two the first time, so that one's really hard to deal with, especially, because we see where we're at now, and we're so much better than we were at Arizona State and even at Stanford.
Now as we look forward at your program, only 3 senior starters, everything, just the momentum seems to be building. Obviously the juniors' decisions will play into next year, but you have to feel positive about how many young players you were able to get in this season as huge contributors. Yeah, we do. So many young players all over the place, and so it's why if you play those guys and you make a commitment to playing your freshmen, you're gonna have some bumps early on, as we did, but you're gonna improve. And you see by the end of the year we're playing our best football by far because those kids are in there making the plays. To go the last 4 games of the year with 3 freshman linebackers starting and playing great defense, obviously says a lot about our future. And Marquise Lee being the offensive player of the year in the conference and Deion Bailey being the defensive player of the year in the conference, as freshmen, or the freshman players of the year, is really special. You coach 2 great wide receiver tandems here, Mike Williams, Kerry Colbert, Steve Smith, Dwayne Jarrett, and now a third in Biletnikoff candidate Robert Woods, and certainly freshman of the year candidate Marquise Lee. How special are these two, and in comparison, how impressed are you with what they were able to accomplish this year? Yeah, it's pretty neat. Our third set in school history of 1,000-yard receivers in the same season. What I think what's unique about these guys, though, is you're talking about a true freshman and a true sophomore doing it. That's just really unique anywhere. I don't care where you are. To have 2 players on your team be dynamic players, that's a true sophomore and a true freshman. The true sophomore to shatter the school record, with a 1 less game. He should still have, if we were eligible, he'd have 2 more games to go add to that record, and then the other kid to come along, Marquise, as a true freshman. It was just really amazing to see him at the end of the year. I joked yesterday, and Robert's okay with it. We get along well. Robert Woods should win the Biletnikoff Award. He has 111 catches and, school records, all those conference records, and he might be the 2nd best receiver on our team. as you go on the recruiting trail, what's really the position of need that you look at that you really want to immediately try and build some depth in?
Up front on both sides, right towards the end of coach and the beginning of us right there's a gap there of missing big people. We got a lot of great skilled guys in our younger classes. So we've got to go add depth in our interior lines on offense and defense.
This time last year, nobody was talking about Deion Bailey and Hayes Pillard. Give us a redshirting freshman that the fans are really going to be excited to see next year.
Well, I think, as you look at the guys, there's so many guys who redshirt that are really good players, and some guys that played a little bit and got a taste this year, like Amir Carlisle, who's going to have surgery here to get himself 100%, and George Farmer, when he gets healthy, are going to be really special. But of the redshirt group guys, there's a lot of guys in there. Anthony Sorrow is a really talented guy who was great for us on service team to add to an already great young linebacker class.
Urban Meyer said today the biggest lesson he learned from Florida was how important staff continuity is. You talked about how important it was. You only lost one coach in the last offseason. How do you keep this great staff together and happy? Do you think you can do it?
Yeah, we can. This is a special place, and these guys came here to do something special. This is not, something that they just came for a pit stop. They knew what they were getting into, and the majority of them that came later knew what was coming with sanctions and probation. Everything still wanted to come here to do something really special. So we're just getting started. We got a long ways to go.
And all this talk about the NFL, you'll have a little time to watch some of it now. But when you look at the three quarterbacks that have come out of here, two of which you coached, Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart, and then obviously Mark Sanchez, who played after you had left. But are they an example of how there are sort of no sure things and how the league can just be so up and down? As they've all had some great moments, but obviously Leinart gets hurt again this weekend. So some really tough moments now.
Yeah, tough for Matt. I texted him after the game. He finally got his chance. So the thing that about all football really, but especially that league, is you need so many things around you. You can be playing great, but not getting the attention because your defense, because your offensive line. It's a unique position that counts on everything else for you to do well. A lot of other positions are not like that. You can excel regardless of what's around you.
Finally, you are the second longest tenured coach now in the Pac-12 South, and just after your second season, what are your thoughts today on the firings of Dennis Erickson at Arizona State and Rick Neuheisel at UCLA?
Yeah, bad day. You never want to see that, obviously. And the thing that really is disappointing is because you see so much attention towards it. It's a unique job, and we know that when we take it, but so many people writing into papers or people writing articles about wanting people fired. I just wish before they write those things that they would think for a second, it's not just that person getting fired. It's his family being uprooted, and then all of his assistants and everybody that works in that program having to move their entire family. So it's a difficult day whenever you see something like that.
All right, thanks, Coach. Congratulations on a great season.
Thanks, Jordan.